Well, I was excited to find me some water hose and get strung out here so that we could go ahead and get this sod watered. I know we're not quite done yet. So I ended up finding 4 pieces of 50-foot hose. Yeah, 4 at 50 is a 200-foot of hose. And I found me 200-foot of hose. I strung it all the way along here. You all can see I'm tying hose together left and right. Boy, it's hot and I'm running hose. And then I get all the way over here. I connect the last one, and this is what I'm pushing out. That's the only pressure I'm able to push out right there. Y'all, do you ever feel like just saying, just quitting? Anyone ever feel like just quitting? Yeah, this is a max coverage tripod sprinkler, brand new, and it was supposed to sprinkle and cover all of this beautiful sod that we have placed out here on the ground to help our erosion issues. And that right there is all I'm getting out of it. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I come to talk to you again. Because a vision softly creeping, sneaking in while I was sleeping. And the vision that was planted in my grave. This is the sound of silence. This is the sound of silence. Give me everything you got, Chief! Turn it on, Captain! It's the sound of silence. So our pallets of grass have arrived. This is our sod. What a nice truck. Look at that thing. That's beautiful. Black vehicles are so hard to keep clean though. So I'm going to open the gates up and make sure the donkeys do not come out. We already moved our big birds to the other side of the property, so they're fine. I'll swing this open and guide them over to where they're going to be working. Y'all give me a couple of minutes here, will you? Oh, you'll have to excuse the noise. Mr. David is over mowing his grass. And I'm going to walk out here and give this fella a tip, pay him for his services. And then I'm going to show you guys how far the sod stretched. it's not enough. We've already talked to the other fella, and they're going to bring us more tomorrow. Y'all give me 1 second here, okay? So I feel horrible about something, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it. There was 3 men who showed up to work. You guys know that. We've always tried to pay our blessings forward. 3 men showed up to work. One of the fellas didn't do anything. He got frustrated with the heat, and he sat under this tree and slept while the other guys worked. And then at some point he was still too hot, so he got inside the truck, turned on the AC, and fell back asleep while these 2 guys worked. So I just feel bad. I gave that fella a tip, and I says, hey, this is for you and your friend over here, the one that worked. I says, do not give anything to that lazy. I said a bad word. Joe. I'm so sorry. But I just feel like, you know what? You see that all the time. These guys get out, and some people really put a lot of effort forth, and they work and they sweat, and other people don't. So listen, this is the disappointing thing, and you guys called it. You said it yourself. You said that 3 pallets is not going to be enough. You said it's going to take a lot more than 3, so we went ahead and went with 5. As you can see, even 5 pallets wasn't enough. So once they get all these stacked into place, and remember, they're going to come back with the rock over here and finish all that down to the creek. So we only have to continue the sod around the hill over here, but we're going to have another delivery tomorrow that will wrap all the way back around. I don't think we're going to worry about this over here because you can see that the grass is already starting to pop up. I also think that the work that Mr. Jeremy did is going to keep water from rushing down that ravine. So we're going to go ahead and let our grass grow naturally through there. Now, I haven't conferred that with Jamie. We haven't conferred and talked about it or not, but we know for a fact that we have to have all of this done. So these fellows are going to kind of regroup, gather a few things up, patch this over here up a little bit, and then they'll be getting out of here, coming back either tomorrow or the next day to go ahead and wrap it all the way around to here. And this is the main part that we have to really focus on to keep our erosion under control. But no, you were right. You guys who know your sod, you kept saying that 3 was not going to be enough. So we upped it to 5. And even 5 wasn't going to be enough. So, anywhoos. All right, it's a work in progress, friends. An absolute work in progress. Try to repile this stuff to burn it. It's similar to stoking a fire. What you don't want to do, though, is allow any of these limbs to come back and poke into your hydraulic hoses. That would be the worst thing. So you got to be real careful with your bucket to keep all of these limbs away from your hydraulics. What you also can't do is push a lot of dirt onto your fire. That will end up smothering your fire out. I'm in 4-wheel drive, but this is a small tractor. Uh-oh. I don't want to get stuck in all of this mess, that's for darn sure. You don't want to get too much ash and dust in that stuff. If you get all this ash and dust, dirt up on top of it, it's not going to burn anyway. Now it might will after a couple of rains. That's about all we're going to be able to do today. I'm going to cover this one last side over here. There we go. There we go. That's it, Lester Eugene Morrow Jr. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Look at that. Look at that. Would you look at that? I'll tell you, a lot of people have asked us about why don't we hire help. You even try to suggest names of people we could hire. But I'm going to tell you something, and you're not going to understand this. You might understand this. But listen, there are some people that we have hired who have found themselves too good. I'll just say the word too good to ever get off a tractor and pick up a limb. They don't mind doing tractor work as long as they can stay on the tractor. But guys, there are things that you have to do to maintain your pastures and maintain your farm that require sometimes getting off the tractor, using your elbow grease. You cannot use a tractor and come by and pick up every limb that's too big for your lawnmower to run over, or your bush hog. You don't want to end up damaging and tearing up your equipment. So we've asked jobs of people, and we find ourselves to be let down over and over. Hello there, Tat. Don't walk into the fire, buddy. Oh, we got the fire walker here. He wants to come up and see what Dad's doing. Sir, I'm trying to pile up limbs to clean up your pasture a little bit. And as you look across this pasture, you can just see, oh, there's all kinds of stuff, y'all. It's everywhere. Little stuff, not always big stuff. It's little stuff, limbs that have to, sometimes you got to get off, walk around and pick them up. And we've been let down. We've hired people for a day or, by the hour, and we come back and check after their day's work. And it's like they do the big stuff with the tractors, but they don't want to get off. And that's frustrating. And then you find yourself, this is going to sound horrible, but you'll find yourself looking around for kids. Let's just say kids like little Chris. Little Chris has not found himself in a place in life where he's too good to manually labor, get off, walk around, pump spray. Tat, I really am working here, sir. And you admire that. It's just so hard to find people who are willing to work. So most of the time we would just be easier and better off just doing it ourselves. It may take a toll on you. It's not easy. Your days are long, but you're not just giving your money to somebody who's going to take advantage of you. And I noticed I did not see any names in particular. There's going to be a lot of people start trying to speculate this and speculate that, but you don't have to do all that. That's not important. The point that I was trying to make is that everybody at some point has to look around at their life and ask themselves, what am I willing to do? How hard am I willing to work for what dollar amount? And it's been our experiences that we've had guys that would do great carpenter work, but they're not going to lower themselves to cleaning out a water trough. We've had people who, Tat, guys, that has to be warm to his belly. Sir. So that's that same spot where we had fire burn in the last couple of days, and I pushed all those ashes around to get this piled up again to stoke my fire. And Tat's like, you know what? This is going to be really great for my mites. This should really do wonders to my skin. This should kill the lice. I'm kidding. Tat doesn't have lice. Carl's like, hey, bud, you mind if I jump in that mud bath with you? And Tat's like, come on, there's room for all. There's plenty of room here, Daddy. Jump in here with me, Dad. We can bathe together. No, but we've had people who would love to do tractor work, but they're only going to do tractor work. We just have people who will work with animals, but they only going to work with the horses, for example. They're not going to do anything with anything else. Donkeys and goats and everything else is, looked right past. We've had carpenters who will only do construction. They won't do it. It's just hard to find. Oh boy. It's just, we've really struggled trying to find somebody who would like to help and do everything. And before you start trying to shout and give me names of people, you have no idea what you're saying. Because trust me, we've been there and we've tried that, okay? And that's why we no longer employ those people. We don't always tell you exactly why, but there's a reason. Anywho's, this is cute. I just don't know how they're not burning their underbellies. I mean, I know it's not hot. I drove my tractor through it, but sheesh.
Don't let your troubles fester. Come watch Longhorn Lester.
Yeah, something like that.